Hello everyone! Today I am very excited because I am doing a collaboration with one of my absolute favorite YouTubers, Smacy. I've talked about her a few times on my channel. I just love everything about what she does. She's such a cool person. She really is like the epitome of cool girl for me. I love her style. I love her aesthetic. She's everything that I wish that I was. Like, she's very alternative and different, but in a cool way. Like, I'm not a cool person at all. So just watching her, it really inspires me, and I love the way that she does her makeup. And a couple of months ago, I did a palette resurrection inspired by her palette resurrection series, and I wanted to collaborate with her for a long time. So I reached out and asked her if she would like to collaborate on a palette resurrection with me, and she said yes, and I'm so grateful for that. I get really nervous with collaborations because I've been ignored and like turned down a few times, so it just makes me not want to ask people for fear of rejection. But I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna ask, no pressure, I'm gonna ask. And she agreed, and we are going to do a palette resurrection with a dead palette, a palette that people don't really talk about much anymore, and we are going to do the Morphe 35O2 palette. So I suggested this one because I knew we both had it. And I haven't reached for this in a while because I've been using other things, and just looking at it though, it's so incredibly beautiful. Let me take the words off, the names. This is just, it makes me so happy to look at. I just love this kind of color scheme. It's just very warm and it makes me very excited. So I'm going to do a very red eye. It's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling these reds and oranges up here. I'm going to do something a little bit more laid back. I have nothing on this brush right now. I'm just kind of getting an idea of what I want to do shape-wise. I sort of thought for a minute I was going to maybe like do something really blown out, but I think I'm going to keep it really contained, maybe bring it up a little high, and then I'm going to do a really glossy face and a glossy lip. That's what I'm going to do. So I've already primed my eyes and set my eyeshadow primer, so I can just dive right into this palette. So I'm going to use the shade Universal first, which is this shade right here, to blend into my crease a little bit. It's a step that I don't always do, but I do find that my eyeshadow blends better, especially if I'm not doing anything super complicated. If I'm just doing a little bit of like a hazy, like couple of color, sort of smoky eye, then building up shades tends to look a little bit better than just slapping on a couple of dark shades right at the get-go. Nothing wrong with that. Just depends what your preference is. My makeup style is, well, it's kind of all over the place, but when it comes to application, I do kind of what I feel like. I usually go for a sort of mood and vibe aesthetic as opposed to very technical and precise. When I spend a lot of time on my makeup and I get too technical and precise with it, I end up getting bored and frustrated because it's never good enough. It's never gonna look good enough like actually in person. If it was just something I was doing to like take a picture of, it'd be like, okay, let's do this the absolute best I can, and then I can Photoshop the rest. So I'm just using a fluffy brush. This is actually a Morphe brush. Use my code. I don't have one. If you are looking for a Morphe code, use the code ADOPTLOVE. If I had a code for Morphe, I would donate proceeds to like an animal shelter too. I think that's a better way to do it. I'm like sniffly today. I don't think I have a cold, but maybe I do. I just can't stop sniffling. I'm going to use the shade Ablaze next, which is the orange shade right here. I feel a little off right now. I accidentally deleted an entire video that I had worked so hard on. I had managed to pre-film one thing, got like the energy together and was very excited and pumped, and I was like, I'm going to keep trying to produce more stuff because I'm feeling very excited about what I'm doing. I don't really care about the number stuff because I'm doing what I want to do. I've noticed looking at analytics and stuff that like my views are down. I don't get as many comments and stuff as I have on videos, but I'm doing what I really like doing. I'm doing what I really want to do. And that wins for me. That's why I do this anyway, not for any other reason. It kind of irritates me a little bit when people kind of throw that in my face, like, oh, but you only get this many views, you only have this many subscribers. And it's like, but that's not why I do this. I do this because I enjoy talking about makeup. You know, that's the whole reason why I started my channel to begin with. So that's what I care about, you know, doing stuff that I enjoy and stuff that makes me happy, and this makes me happy. So anyway, I said I was feeling a little off because I deleted this video by accident. I was setting up my camera to film, and I have a bunch of memory cards that I rotate around, and I filmed a video last night and used a different memory card, and I hadn't taken this footage off the memory card yet. And my habit is to check the battery life on my camera, and if there's enough battery life, I start deleting recent videos so that I have enough room on my memory card to film more. So I just did it out of habit. The battery was good, let's delete this footage. And as I deleted it, I went, oh my god, I hadn't actually uploaded that to my computer yet. So mad. I hate the idea of wasted time. I mean, my makeup looked awesome in that video. I was wearing my new cacti headband. I had this really pretty like pink eye, and it was just a good video. Like, I felt really good while filming it, so it sucks to have lost it, but I'm trying to be able to get better at letting things go. There's no point in hanging on to that, you know, sinking feeling, because I can't get it back. It's gone. I'm going to next go in with the shade Fire on a smaller crease brush. This is a Wayne Goss brush. I use these a lot. I tend to use Morphe, MAC, and Wayne Goss, and a couple Hakuhodo. Those are like my go-to brushes. So yes, I'm a little distraught that I lost that footage after spending time on it, but it's nothing that I can't recreate. Wow, that's not cool. I don't have any base products on yet. I did put a little bit of eyebrow on. I put some strobe cream on, but that is it. So at least I could just take that off with a little makeup wipe. I was just a little ambitious there. I do find that these matte shades are a little bit powdery. Beautiful colors, but I much prefer the Morphe shimmers than their mattes. I really like this just very simple matte eye look. I think I'm just going to stick with the matte eye, maybe a little bit of shimmer highlight in the inner corner, but keep everything else really matte, and then do my face really dewy, very glossy, and then a really glossy lip. I'm going to use the Glossier Birthday Balm.com. I recently got a couple of things from Glossier. It hasn't changed my life. I'm not a off-duty supermodel, in case anybody was wondering, in case they were surprised by that. But I love the Balm.com. I would easily declutter all my other lip balms. This stuff is so good. I think I might actually mix this with a lip color. It's not going to be that glossy. The last time I did a palette resurrection, I actually did a very, very glossy lip with a clear Pat McGrath gloss mixed with the lip color, and it was just very glossy, but very editorial and not really wearable. So we're going to try that. So I'm going to move on to some base makeup before I finish the lower lash line, which is just going to be pretty much the same thing I did on my lid, but let's try and get super dewy. The reason I love the Balm.com is because it's not sticky or tacky. It's what I wanted the Bite Agave Lip Mask to be, because that I found to be way too heavy and too sticky, and I hated using it. This stuff I love using. I just like I said, I want to use it all the time. I'm using the Becca First Light Priming Filter, which is my go-to primer for a very, very dewy face. I'm gonna try and use some cream products I think today, just because I really want to go for the very, very dewy look. It's an image I have in my mind, and I'm never happy with the way things turn out, because I'm just never happy with my face in general. But I just have this idea. I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm gonna use the YSL color corrector, the green one. This is, it's so good. Every time I use something else, I just realize how much I love this one and how nothing else compares. My skin is a little bit red from being out in the sun. Yes, I use sunscreen, but sometimes it's not strong enough. I have the Urban Decay Naked Skin Color Correcting Fluid in pink. I had to buy a new one because I ran out of the other one. Feels good to have found some stuff that I like that really works well for me. And I just really like using this because it color corrects, and I find that I don't have to use that much concealer, if any concealer, depending on what I'm doing. Usually on camera, I will feel the need to use some concealer for that extra brightness, but usually day to day, I don't need to use concealer. Of course, the MAC Mineralize Moisture Foundation. This is the foundation I always go for when I am doing a dewy, glowy kind of face, because there's nothing like it. There's nothing I have tried that really gives that perfect looking skin glow like this foundation does. Like, no matter what kind of shape my skin is in, this foundation makes it look incredible. So that is the beginning of the skin look. I'm going to use the Naked Skin concealer from Urban Decay, as I said, to give that little bit of extra brightness underneath the eyes. I'm going to spray this concealer brush with the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Spray. I swear it sounds so gimmicky, but that stuff really works too. I hate spending the money on it because it's so expensive, but I've gone back to it. You know, I've repurchased it because it does really work. So I'm going to apply a little bit of Fire, that matte red shade, right up against my lower lash line using this little flat definer brush from Makeup Forever. And then taking Ablaze, the matte orange, on my little e.l.f. pencil brush. And then using this fluffy crease brush again, the one I used to apply the shade Universal through my crease. I'm just using that to blend a little bit before I keep blending. I tend to go really quick on my lower lash line, usually because by that point I'm like, I'm done. I just want this to be over with. And usually my frustration comes from trying to make my eyes look the same because my eyes are uneven. It's a struggle because I either have to do the same thing to each eye and then it looks odd, or I have to do different things to each eye to try and make them look even. And usually it doesn't work. Regardless of what I do, it always looks a little off, at least to me. So I always notice it. And then finally, going in with the shade Universal, right at the bottom. I'm going to try and blend it all together. I don't care if it's a little messy, but I just don't want it to be unintentionally messy. I don't want the jagged edges. I want to try and have it a little bit smooth. I do feel like this look needs a little black eyeliner though. I can't find my Pixie liner, which is the one I was looking for. I'm not sure what I did with that, so I just grabbed this one from Lancome because I know that this is a pretty soft liner. The Lancome liner is not working for me. I think I need to declutter it because it was really soft at one point and now I can barely get it on my eye at all. I'm going to try this e.l.f. liner instead. Oh, there we go. That's better. Then I'm going to use the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara, which I've really been liking. Really glad I picked this one up. And I have the Glossier Boy Brow now. Also hasn't changed my life. I don't think it's really that great for me because I have pretty long brow hairs, especially now that I'm trying to grow my brows out so they are like extra messy. But I also think that's part of the Glossier charm, is that it's not about perfection, and I like it for getting that little extra darkness to my brows. I'm going to use a little bit of Spark from Clionadh Cosmetics. Just a tiny, tiny bit on the inner corner for a little bit of brightness, but nothing too crazy. For my face, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand, and I'm just going to get a little bit of that on this MAC stippling brush. Using another stippling brush, this one's from e.l.f. I'm going to use the Sephora Colorful Cheek Ink Gel. This is Peony. It's going to be a little bit too cool for this eye look, but I don't have anything that's like orangey. And then for highlighter, I'm going to use the Maybelline Master Strobing Liquid in 100 Light Iridescent. I don't really want to use my fingers to apply this, but I don't want to use a sponge either. I'm going to use this little weird brush. And I will use my fingers a little bit, but I always find that things get really messy with me when I use my fingers, unless I am doing very, very, very light layers of product, which is like the technical way you're supposed to do it. Start with small layers and continue to go, but I always apply things way too heavily. So at least start with a brush and I will blend. I do feel very dewy and glossy though, and I love oranges and reds on the eye. So I'm gonna do a very light glossy lip. I'm gonna take one of these colors again. This is the Anastasia lip palette, and I'm gonna mix a little bit of something with the Glossier Balm.com. So I'm going to take a little bit of the Glossier Balm on the back of my hand. So I mixed together these two shades right here as well as this shade right here. So I mixed that one and these two on the side here just to come up with a little custom glossy color. So there is my custom orangey glossy lip. I think that this pairs really well together. I ended up with a little bit of a lighter pink shimmer on the inner corner, which ended up pairing really well with the blush. And then the whole eyeshadow, the orange and the red, really mixes well with the lip color. So everything just feels very complimentary to me, in my opinion. I like the way that this turned out. It's a fairly simple look, but I feel like it's got a little bit of an edge to it. So just for fun, I thought that I would throw on one of my wigs. So there you have the completed look. This is my palette resurrection. Thank you so much, Smacy, for collabing with me. Don't forget to check out her channel and her video, which I will have linked down below in my description box. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to me at anytime. I'm just a couple of keyboard clicks away. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope we get a chance to chat soon. Bye for now.